Hey friend, welcome to our beginner-friendly series on building a portfolio stroke movie ranking website with just your phone using HTML only. Later on, we are going to upgrade it. So, in this video, you will learn what is HTML, what are boilerplate in HTML, and you equally learn what are heading and how to use them. Plus, I'm going to give you an example to try on your own. Sounds good, right? So follow up so you see what you're capable of. HTML is basically the building block of all websites. So it's just like a human body, like I explained in my other video, the skeleton of the human body. So that is how HTML works. It contains the links, the images, including the text, the CSS for styling, the JavaScript for other interactivities like the clickables, but we'll be looking at only HTML in this lesson. Now to get started on mobile phone, you have to first install your Accord app on the Play Store. Accord mobile app. So this is it. Once you install it, follow this white tab here I have seen on the screen. Once you install it, you open it. It's going to open it. You click on these three buttons at your top right corner. Once you click it, you go to files. You go to files. You now exit. You are going to see this place. You click on this addition sign at your top right. You click add path. You now select a folder. So you create a new folder and you can name it web development project. So it's good to get organized as a developer because you have many reusable codes and many things you need to fall back on. You also need to store your codes on GitHub. So now you use this folder for your web dev project. And now, so this is how you get started. So now, follow this step because we're about to write our first HTML boilerplate. So follow the tab, go to the Accord app. Once you open the Accord app, you save your file as, click on save as. We saved it as HTML project. So you can use boilerplate or anything you want to use .html. So anything you are using, make sure you save it as .html as the end letters. Okay, this .html must always be there to indicate that it's an HTML document. You see what will happen to this untitled text area when I save it. So writing my first boilerplate, your first boilerplate, you are going to start by using the less than sign. That's the opening tag, doc type, type HTML. The next thing you do is that you are going to go to the down. You are going to go down and write your HTML element. So this is how it is. You use your opening less than sign, write HTML. Once you close, your Accord app will automatically indicate the code closing tag. Then the next one you are going to write is your heading element. Head. The next one will be your body, the body. So it's just like a burger. A burger has a place for the bread, the tomatoes, and the vegetables. That's the same thing that's happening here. So can you see the indentations? The HTML is different. The spacing of the HTML is different from where you can how the spacing of the head, the body is. And you see the HTML starts from the top and also closes at the bottom, which means it includes the head and the body. So inside the head, we are going to have the metadata. So the first metadata we have is meta chassis, which is used for character encoding. TF. This shows that it will convert it to Unicode in 8 bytes. So the next thing inside the head is your meta view port. Next thing under the head is your meta name. And we close the chassis. This chassis here is used for character encoding. So when we say character encoding, it means that it helps the browser read difficult and complex things like emoji. It helps it translate it to a machine-friendly language for the computer to understand. So that if you write an emoji, it's going to show, instead of showing you a question mark. I don't know if you have noticed it before. Emoji, different symbols, and if you use this character encoding different languages, people will be able to type in different languages on your website, including you. So we have closed the meta chassis, which is for character encoding. So we go to the next one. The next one we will have here is meta name, which is equals view. I forgot to open view. This is a format in which they are written. Viewport, then content. I will explain it once I'm done. Content is equals to width, the price, scale equals to 1.0. That's 100. So this last one we just wrote, meta name equals to viewport. So it means that this is talking about the view of your website or web page, and this width equals device width shows that your website, when it loads into a browser, it takes the shape of the phone, the device. Like an iPhone 8 will be different from a Samsung device width. So this helps in determining that it takes the shape. So this initial scale 1.0, that's 100%. It prevents your website zooming in and zooming out when it loads. So the next one we'll consider is the next part of the boilerplate we are looking at here is the title. So now in this particular boilerplate, let's say title is going to be boilerplate example. So this is it. Talking about heading element. Heading element always consists of the H1 to H3 in this format. So sorry, to H6 in this format. So we'll be creating an about me page with this HTML document. So you will change the name of the title to about me page with heading. You are using heading for the about me page. So in between these H1 tags, the opening tag is where you don't have the slash, and the closing tag is the one with the slash. So the element is when both of them are joined together. So it's now called an element. Now we are going to write about me page. Talking about heading element. Heading element always consists of the H1 to H3 in this format. So sorry, to H6 in this format. So we'll be creating an about me page with this HTML document. So you will change the name of the title to about me page with heading. You are using heading for the about me page. So in between these H1 tags, the opening tag is where you don't have the slash, and the closing tag is the one with the slash. So the element is when both of them are joined together. So it's now called an element. Now we are going to write about me page. So once we go down, we are going to reduce the heading. Remember, you don't write at headings like you write H1 at the first point, you come and write H1 down. We are going to reduce the heading to H2. So write I am Sika. Who is my name? Sika Idogo. H3. As I web design. So that's it for the H1, H2, H3 elements. You can go down to H6, and so now if we run the code, this is how it is going to look like. Have you seen the name of the page? Can you see it? About me, I'm a Sika Idogo. So that's for the heading element. The next example is for you to build on your own. So as you have seen it here, you have to build a basic portfolio page showing your name, your interest, and your short-term and long-term goal. Don't post it on my email. I don't want to see it. Email is only for important questions or collaborations. So it contains the paragraph element which we'll use in our next lesson. Just try it out and watch over the next lesson
how I'm going to use the paragraph and explain the paragraph element. Thank you.
So in this video, you learned what HTML is and why we use them. You equally learn what a boilerplate is and why it's needed for the structure of the website. And you equally learn what are nesting and indentation, which you are going to learn later on with me, which is also important in debugging. So in our next video, we are going to learn lists, paragraphs, images, and how to insert them in your website, including links. So stay tuned for more. Hit the subscribe button and follow me for the next part, which is part 2. Thank you.